get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change.
Alright, compost tea. This is where you get your compost, and you can see how it's all made up. Look at it. There's some potatoes and squash in there. And I'm pretty sure your compost might be the same. See, these are all grape leaves. And you have some branches right there. You know, it's just everything we put in there. So let's talk about compost tea. And the proper way to do compost is the percentage. You got to have 10% of green nitrogen. The grass clippings is a great source of nitrogen. Then you got to have 10% of brown or carbon, and that would be your paper, your branches, this stuff here, you know, this branches, this is all carbon. You use paper. And then you have your other percentage of water and air. Okay, so you can see here how my compost, and I'm pretty sure it's typical to everybody, you just put in there what you have. Food scraps, whatever clippings you get from the garden. I don't have a lot of grass. I don't have any, well, very little grass. So my compost sometimes lacks nitrogen. Alright, so I'm pretty sure there's typical other people, the same thing. So I just tell you here, mine is not balanced. It's not correct because I'm lacking a lot of nitrogen because I don't have a lot of grass clippings. But I have to tell you for a fact, this has been sitting here for maybe 5 years. Have I used it? Only one time. Wanted to make compost tea. That's when I didn't know, but now I know. Okay, taking the first step in making blueberry and fruit tree food. You see here, I got a cardboard box. Now I'm using cardboard for a reason. And you can see down there what I have. And another pile over there. And these are critical steps in making blueberry food. Now this is not the fully thing. You need to subscribe to the Blue Garden to learn all the details. Alright, so if you're not subscribed or hit that like button or leave a comment, you're going to miss out. This is all how to make blueberry food. First step. Okay, here we are, phase 2 of making our blueberry food. You can see here we have nitrogen. It's a lot of grass. And then over here, you can see here, we have what's called fungi. Fungi. That, you see there, the mold. And so this is fungi. Very important for the garden, especially for blueberry food. Okay, it's a fungal compost that basically we're doing, but you got to know how to make this. Because if you make it wrong, you're gonna make it anaerobic without oxygen, and that's when you put it on your plants, instead of doing good, you're doing harm and you'll kill it. All right, so we're gonna take the fungi and feed it nitrogen, and that's what we have here, nitrogen. We're feeding the microbes. All right, here we have our subscriber choice, how to make compost. Now you can see right here, you just gather up all your leaves, all your clippings, and whatever you have. You can see I'm using a cardboard box because cardboard box are made out of carbon, okay? It's biodegradable. It'll go into the carbon. And you just gather up all your leaves, whatever you have, your clippings, your leaves, and your garden work, everything, your grass and everything, and put it in a pile. That's why I use the wood, the paper, cardboard box right here. So you gather it all up. It's breathable, and make sure you have the oxygen. You need the oxygen, and then when you wet it, it just wets the cardboard, and in the end, the cardboard becomes part of the compost. Now you can see here. Here I have a separate grass clippings and leaves and all that. This is where I get my nitrogen. Okay. And over here is where I have all the other kind of clippings, fruits, vegetables, and you can see the mold there. Now here, the mold is fungi. Now fungi is for the blueberry. Fungi brings down the pH in the soil, so that's what blueberries require. That's why you have fungi growing here. And you can see how I have it separated from the nitrogen on the other bin. Now, once the fungi is created here, I'm going to mix it with the nitrogen on the other one. But there's two kinds of compost. The one is bacteria compost. It's full of bacteria. And that is for your standard plants, everything other than blueberries, your grass. This is good nutritional for all and most trees and fruit plants, bacteria. The second is a fungi. Fungi is for the blueberries, which again I said lowers your pH. All right. So basically, what I do here is just get both of them and mix it together. I dump one trash can into the other one and mix it, and I left it there. And then I go back to the area where the cardboard box is, and by that time the cardboard box has degraded and became part of the compost. And you'll see how I start tossing and mixing it in there, and I'm making a cold compost instead of the hot compost. And the hot compost, it requires more work, and like I said, I'm old and I'm an old man, and I prefer the cold compost, which takes longer, and I'll explain that more in detail. Hey, welcome to the Blue Garden. Alright, today's episode is a subscriber request. He wants to know how to make compost. And to make compost, you gotta have material. What kind of material? Organic material. So let's look how we gather our materials and our supplies, okay? So I'll show you how we gather our material first, okay? So to gather our material, we use what Mother Nature provides. Those are lemons, loquat, grapes, pickles, grapefruit, oranges, and you can see here how we have so much stuff accumulating. And then let's go to our main source. And I have to make 2 trips to show you guys. I'll show you. Sometimes if you don't have it, look, that pineapple was bought in the store and was not used. You see, it was used for the plant. You can see all the leaves here. You see, these are not thrown in the trash. Okay, so let's go take a look down here. You can see all the leaves, see the green, but when they get old and they fall down, They decompose. See? Organic material. So what you do with all that, you gather that all up. See right there in the Asian pail, and I have to clean that up and put that in the compost. Okay? So you can see here, organic material piles up. And now look, you see that darkness? That's what you want, is breaking down all the elements. Now, how you create compost? Well, you need your browns, which are, let's go down over here. See some down here. These branches. This is carbon, okay? Carbon. You take the carbon, these are brown, and you put it in your compost pile. Now you take something green. Green. This is nitrogen. You put that in your compost pile. All day. Now, look. This is not trash. It's not glossy. This is paper. This would decompose. Okay? Look. This is grass. Nitrogen. Now, you need to add your other stuff. This is paper, cardboard, carbon, paper. Same thing with this. Oh, that's a splinter. Look at that. You see, that's what poked me. That is paper, carbon. And underneath that is green, nitrogen. You can see there. You see it comes from this. All goes back to the pile. Now, what you got to do here is add two other elements. One is O2, oxygen, which we are in an open environment here. And the second is H2O, water. We need to add water. Remember, you can see the water dried up there, but we put water in here. And what happens? This creates all, there's a lot of dragon fruit cut. See that? Right here. Anyway, so we create the organic. See, sometimes if you don't have it, buy it in the store and recycle it. Where do you think that came from? I'm trying to grow watermelon, but you know, see this? This is nitrogen. It was green. Okay, so here's our second tool. We need a shovel, and we need this. Look, compost thermometer. See, and here's from the environmental world. There's we get this. And when I put it in that pile, I want to see what the temperature is. Okay, so here we got a thermometer. You can see there. And now take a look at these. See the red? And you had the green. And then you had this gray. You know, you want to get it to at least 100, 150. So we're going to see what the temperature is. Now, don't be too surprised if the temperature is not correct. But, because even I don't know what it is, okay? So, let's put it in there all the way to the bottom. And I don't know. I guess I gotta leave it there a few minutes. all the way to the bottom. We'll leave it there a few minutes, see if the temperature gauge moves up or not. But like I said, it is what it is, and that's all that it is. Alright, so I'm gonna go grab the shovel, and we're gonna have to turn that. Alright, it's been a few minutes, and you can see the temperature hasn't moved up. Now, there's two kinds of compost turning that we do. One is a hot turning, and the other is a cold turning. What's the difference? The hot turning breaks down quicker. The cold turning is much slower. So I'm in no hurry because I got a lot of regular compost right here that I got. You watched the video of 16 tons. I got a lot of it. So this is what I'm going to use to make some compost tea. So I'm using a cold compost. I mean, it takes way longer to break down, but it still works. See, so I used to use two kinds of compost. The hot, which you had to maintain it constantly, like every 2 days, and keep feeding it. You got to keep feeding it nitrogen, carbon, and you got to have the right balance and maintaining it. Or you do the lazy man way, or the old man way with the bad hip, and do a cold compost, which it breaks down slowly with the aid of the microorganisms. And does it work? Well, yes. You see how it's black right there? And then I'm gonna rotate it. Whoa! Look at that thing, scared me. I'm gonna rotate it, and we're gonna see. Whoa, he's still alive. I don't know why he scares me. Okay. We're gonna rotate it and get it going. See, it's a cold compost. All right, so I'm gonna stick this in here just for fun. My blueberry. And we're gonna rotate this. Now I didn't bring the tripod, so let's see what I could do. Okay. See that? Look at that blackness. Whoa! Dangerous. Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay, look at the color. You see the color? Don't let anybody tell you a cold compost doesn't work. All right. Yeah. Oh, that took a lot out of me. You see? Look at the color. You see that? Cold compost. You could do a hot compost or the cold one. This is the cold one. Like I said, it doesn't take that much. It just takes longer to break down. But look, it does break down. Now I gotta get the water hose and water with it. All right, so you can see here, my soil isn't hot, which is what you want to do here in the blueberry. All right, see the temperature above ground and then below ground. All right, I want to take care of this. Look at the price of these, $49.99. That's very expensive. I'm getting old. I'm an old man. And you know what I got to say? Yeah, it's hard work being a gardener. Okay, so when you're finished, make sure you put your tools away. Your shovel. All right, so that's how we do compost. A short video here. Tired. Let's turn this around. All right, so that's how you do compost. Cold compost, okay, cold. We saw we used the thermometer, and it wasn't hot enough for the thermometer because, like I said, if you're gonna do a hot compost, you got to be on top of it like every 2 days, 24 hours. You got to be feeding it constantly, nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, water. And the oxygen you do by turning it, just like we did with the shovel. And that's a constant. You got to maintain that temperature, checking the temperature every single day. So you want to get that heat up there. It can be done. It's just a lot of work. Or you could do it the old man way and do a cold compost, what you just saw there. Pile it and leave it. And then come back to it, rotate it, turn it, feed it more oxygen, water it, and feed it more nitrogen and carbon. And you just keep doing that. It takes longer, no lying there, it takes longer. But I'm an old man and I got the time. So I do the cold compost. All right, so it's up to you. I hope you learned something about compost. Compost is just breaking down the material, the organic material, breaking it down, and it becomes that black gold that you see here. You see, this has been organically broken down, and you can see how the ground's still wet and moisture since my last video. Look, that's all the same. Let's see, that's my bad one. And look at, see, make new footprints. Oh man, I can't. Let me see right there. Hopefully, I don't know what that was, but soil on there. All right, so there we go. We just made some cold compost. I hope that helped you out. Going off an old man memory. Forever own 1, 2, 3. All right. You wanted to see the compost. He's been a good subscriber to the channel. Hope to have more subscribers like him. Okay. Now a word from our sponsor. Hey, welcome to the Blue Garden, everybody. Here we have our blueberry. And we want to transplant this blueberry plant in a bigger container. Well, this is the container that you should be planting. Now, what kind of soil do you use? Some of you will buy something like this and not knowing that you need acidic soil. So, what do? The first thing you should do is save your money and buy my book from Amazon. Look at that. It's all right there. Now, well, hello subscribers. I'm so happy to announce that you guys have been buying the book. Thank you so very much. And it was a slow start, but people are buying the book. And if you're buying the book, you are going to have lots of blueberries because you're going to know how to plant them, repot them, and choose the correct soil. You're not going to use this type of soil that you see right there. You're going to get the proper soil. You're going to understand the proper way of setting up your soil and checking your soil and looking for diseases and microorganisms. So once again, I want to say thank you so much for buying the book, and for those that have not purchased the book yet, you're missing out. All right, thank you so much. Everything to be successful. So you to have a big blueberry bush like this. Look how tall this is. The book tells you the correct size of it. It's in the first chapter. Look how tall this is. This is not fakery. You see, look at down here. These are in pots. You see, this is what you want. Over here, you just see how small. This is store-bought. And then from this is what you want. Over here, this is what you want. In the pot, look how tall it is. I was averaging 1 pound a week of blueberries. And you saw it in my videos. I was getting so much blueberries that I was making cookies, muffins, and cake. All delicious. And it all comes from blueberries. Now, a lot of you guys make mistake that when it's a plant like this over here, it's you start saying, how do I trim it? How do I trim it? Read the book. It will explain to you, don't trim your plant, because if you trim it, it won't become this tall. Look at the size of this. This means you're getting good quality blueberries. You see, it's all in the book. Don't waste your money on failing and planting blueberry bush over and over because you're doing the wrong way. Do not put peat moss in your mix. It tells you in the book why. All right, so I appreciate you very much. This is Jay from the Blue Garden. Please support the channel and purchase the book. Thank you.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming.